Hello there folks, and welcome into another video on Remnant 2. My name is Ocandersis, and today I'm going to show you a particular setup that will grant you with infinite mod power generation. This setup makes so that once you will activate your mod and start shooting, as long as you continuously deal damage to the enemies, your mod will be immediately back, up and ready and fully charged to go again. This is something that pretty much anybody can do. You heard me right. This is not a build where you need some incredibly rare items or hidden archetypes to unlock in order to make it work. It's just a set of a few items that put together creates this insanely strong synergy. At least the very base for this combo. Then you can obviously improve upon it, making it even stronger. And the best part is that everything is available from the very beginning of the game. But let's get into it. For this to work, you mainly need three things. First, you need a gun that can be modded, and that's easy because everybody has one. You start with it. Now, although you can make this work with pretty much any standard weapon, the combo works best with high fire rate gun. I, for example, am using the assault rifle, starting long gun for the Handler class. You can buy it from Brabus at any time in War 13, but this works really well with anything that has a decent sized magazine. The Chicago typewriter for one, or even the medic starting weapon is a good candidate. Second, you'll need a mod that inflicts elemental damage over a set period of time. I am using Overflow here, that you can acquire in a route underneath the Ascension Spire checkpoint. Just drop into the hall behind the statues on the left, and get the elevator on the right hand side of the small room. Follow the path on the right side of the room, crawl under the small passage, and there is the item to craft the mod. Overflow deals electric damage. Not only, it boosts also fire rate and reload speed by 15%. It also applies the overloaded status effect that deals elemental damage over time, and it lasts 20 seconds. But you don't have to use this one. Remember, I said you have access to this combo since the very beginning of the game. Even before that, actually. There is another mod that inflicts elemental damage, and you can acquire this one even before you start the real game. I'm talking of course of Hotshot, and you can craft this in the tutorial section, or alternatively you can buy it from a cave at any time during your playing through. This mod deals fire damage and applies the burning effect, and it also lasts 20 seconds. Third and real star of the show here, you will need this ring, the Stone of Malevolence. This little guy generates 15 additional mod power whenever you inflict elemental damage. And that's it, that's all it does. But because of the way the game calculates elemental damage, this ring has a unique type of interaction that will allow you to charge your mods while you're still using your mods. The ring can be acquired in Loathsome, so if you really want to go for this combo early on and Loathsome is not your first world, you can just reroll your entire campaign until you get it. Now, I find this inside one of the castle dungeon, one of those elvish looking locations with a lot of Anno Londo vibes if you play Dark Souls, but it should have a chance to spawn in any Loathsome dungeon, although I'm not 100% sure of it. Fourth, and I said you only needed three things because this is a bit optional, but believe me, it helps a ton in the process, is Spirit. Spirit is a core trait that literally anybody has. You make a new character and Spirit is there, waving at you from the trait menu. This trait is good. And I mean really good. I always suggest to max it out no matter what your build is, just because literally any gun mod in the game benefits from it. At level 10 it gives you 20% more mod power generation with no drawbacks, really too good to pass on. And that's it, that's the basic setup you need. And with this already you can see that dealing sustained damage to your target will make the loop become real. But the problem is, you need to pretty much deal damage for the entire duration of the mod. And in any given fight, especially if solo or in a boss fight, 20 seconds of non-stop damage is a long time. You'll end up dodging or moving away at some point, breaking your damage streak. Luckily for you, the strongest point of this combo is flexibility, because it only requires you literally one ring slot. You can improve upon it with so many different setups, building your character around it, or you can complement it with something entirely different and only take advantage of it when needed. For instance, in order to charge even faster, you can go for more fire rate and reload speed. Here I have the Gunslinger necklace and the Gunslinger ring, that increase my reload speed, fire rate and swap speed, paired with the Pawn ring, that reduces mod power requirements by 10%, since this mod usually have a pretty high cost. And I also put in there the shiny hog lure that gives me mod power every time I reload. When you hear this sound, it means that the mod is ready. I have still a good 5 seconds before the mod's over, and the other one is already there. But reload and fire rate is not the only way to do this. In this game, damage equals mod power, so you can just stack everything up on damage and it will work just the same. Even better, I might add. Here I am using Hotshot with Amulets of the Sun to increment my fire damage and other 2 fire focused rings. Firestone that you can buy from Reggie in World 13 and the Singed ring that you can acquire in Lawsome from a particular event in Butcher's Quarter. You can see already that in this particular case it works even better, having the next charge of the mod ready halfway through its current duration. By the way, I have a video on how to get the Amulets of the Sun. It's a great amulet for fire focused characters, so just go check it out if you're interested. The best part of all of this is that it doesn't just work for the active weapon mods, but also for the one in the background. In this particular case, for example, I'm using Overflow again, paired with another electric mod in the other weapon. I have slotted the Lemire sensor in my necklace slots, which extends mod duration by 50%, so instead of 20 seconds I have now 30 seconds of insane damage, and you guessed it, I also have a video on how to get it, and I did this so that I have those extra 10 seconds in order to swap to the other weapon, cast the other mod and go back to my primary weapon in order to deal even more damage. And it works just the same as the fire option I gave you before, but it lasts even longer and you take advantage of 2 mods instead of just 1. Folks, I don't know what else to tell you to convince you that this combo is absolutely busted. I gave you the info, told you how to get the items, now it's up to you to go and get them and unleash your favorite elements against your foes. This has been Ocandersis. I hope the video was helpful. If it was and you thought it was and you appreciated it, why not showing me your appreciation by leaving a like on the video? If you're interested in more Remnant content, consider subscribing. For now that we are still in the early days of the game and there's still secrets to find, I post a video on how to get awesome stuff almost every day. But for now, I'll see you all in the next video. Ocans out.